Hi, I'm Beth Shelley. I'm a physical therapist specialized in women's health, and I'm here at Take Action today in Davenport, Iowa, and I'd like to share with you some abdominal exercises. The abdominals are a very unique muscle group, and they pose some unique challenges in training. In fact, it's possible to do abdominal exercises wrong, and in some cases they're harmful, so we certainly don't want that. We want them to be effective. I'd like to share with you a few principles to start off with. The function of the abdominal muscles, of course we know, is to support the back and to provide a strong core. In addition, they help to support the organs so that the organs work well. And so we need to make sure that we have a few things occurring during our exercise routine, and I'd like to show you some of these. The first one is that your trunk should not move. The abdominal muscles keep you stable. So I'm hoping that you will not arch your back or flatten your back or turn from side to side while we're doing the exercises. That's important right in this area. It's also important that the abdominal muscle stays relatively still. The belly muscle can bulge out during the exercises, and this will detract from your goal, which usually is to help your trunk look better in addition to all the strength that you're trying to provide for your core. So, if you want to look like this, then do this when you exercise. If you don't want to look like this, then don't do this when you exercise. Keep your abdominal muscles still and flat. So let me show you what that looks like lying down on the floor. So, in this position, remember that I don't want you to arch your back or flatten your back, so the movement will stay still this way, and I don't want you to rock from side to side. And sometimes it's very subtle, so you have to really be aware. In addition, we're going to pay attention to the position of the abdominal wall and avoid pooching out. This is often what happens when you do sit-ups. Poosh, poosh. Sit-ups are usually not a good abdominal exercise. Very few women can do sit-ups well, so we're not going to do any sit-ups, head lifts, or chin tucks in our exercise routine. Let's get started. All right, we're in the back lying position now. We're going to do some exercises here. The benefit of back lying is that you can really tell what your back is doing, so remember not to arch your back or tip from side to side. Sometimes people put their hand just in a little bit so that they can notice if they are moving. You do not want your back to be pressed flat against the floor. Leave a natural space there. Okay, tighten the belly in, and then we'll start with the heel slide. Slide one leg down, and then bring it back. Stick with the same leg, sliding down, and bring it back. So as you slide that moving leg, pay attention to your opposite leg and see if you can lighten up on the opposite leg. So don't put a lot of pressure on the leg that's still. That makes the exercise harder. But it's not helpful to do an exercise that's too hard because you will pooch and that will not succeed in creating strength or shape. Keep the exercises doable. One more time on this side, and then we'll go to the other side. So the opposite leg is going to be moving, and the belly muscle stays still, and the trunk stays still, and then lighten up on that foot so that you're not really putting a lot of pressure there. Nice and light, makes it harder. Keep the belly muscle in. Remember to breathe. All of this up here should be as relaxed as possible. Down and back up. Down and back. It's best to do this without your shoes on so your foot can slide. One more. And that is the heel slide. Okay, we're going to continue on with some of the diagonal muscles. In this exercise, it's really important to monitor the rotation of the hips. Often the leg that's straight, that buttocks will come up off the floor. So you're going to take your hand and just a little bit of your fingers underneath that bottom in order to monitor to see that it stays on the floor. The movement is to bring the leg out to the side and come back, but it's not a stretch for the inner thighs, so don't go that far. Only go as far as you can and then come back. Okay, here we go. Belly muscles in, and then the leg goes out to the side and then comes back. Out to the side and then back. Do not let your opposite hip come up off the floor. That's good. Again, out to the side and then back. Out to the side and back. Very good. Some people find this exercise easy. Sometimes it's very difficult. 5 more of this one. Out again. And back. Your foot does rotate, so you don't have to keep your foot on the floor completely. Good. And then out and back. 2 more. And 1 more. And then we're going to switch sides. So you're monitoring now the opposite hip. Going out to the side and then lifting up. What you're practicing here is keeping your trunk still while your leg moves. That's one of the jobs of the trunk, is to keep you still in the middle. What you don't want to happen is that this hip comes up. That's what we're trying to avoid. Keep it flat. Go as slow as you need to in order to accomplish it well. Very good. Again. To the side. 2 more. And then 1 more to the side. And then back up. We're going to do a couple of stretches now. It's very important to be able to elongate the abdominal muscles and allow the muscles to stretch. It is definitely possible to overdo on core exercises and create too much stress and tension in the trunk. That can lead to pain, so we certainly don't want that. We're going to do an exercise that's very similar to the cobra in yoga. If you can't go up that far, then just go onto your elbows. So let's start off with our hands beside us, or our elbows down, and then come up as far as you feel like you can, and take a deep breath and flare out your ribs, and then let it go. And then 1 more time. Flare, and down. 1 more time. Flare, and down. And then we'll come down to rest. Another stretch that feels really good when you've been doing these exercises is to sit back on your heels and reach your arms forward, elongating the trunk. Here we go. Sit back as far as you can, so your bottom is next to your heels, and then rock your fingers forward. And just stretch, stretch, stretch like that for a moment, lifting your ribs away from your pelvis, elongating the trunk. And then we're going to walk both hands to the left. Walk your hands to the left. So now the right side of your trunk is really stretching. Keep stretching forward. Stretch, 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 stretch forward. And then we'll go to the other side. Walking your fingers over that way and stretch, 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 stretch forward. Feeling that stretch now on the left side of your trunk, in the arm a little bit, but down into the trunk as well. And you can certainly repeat that a few times. Back into the center and rest. Let's do some pelvic muscle exercises. The pelvic floor muscle, or the Kegel muscle, is part of the core, and it's very important to include in your core muscle. Let's do some pelvic muscle exercises. The pelvic floor muscle, or the Kegel muscle, is part of the core, and it's very important to include in your core muscle routine. This is a muscle that often is misunderstood, and with verbal instructions, 40% of people are doing it wrong. The very best way to know that you're doing the exercise correctly is to have your gynecologist or your midwife check during your annual exam that you are able to squeeze the muscle on the inside. We'll assume that you are able to and do a few exercises. If you aren't, please find somebody who can help you learn how to do the Kegel exercise correctly. The Kegel exercise does not include the gluteals. So if you are squeezing your buttocks together, you're doing the exercise wrong. Nothing should move here. You won't see anything, but we'll count out a few exercises. Here we go. Ready, and squeeze up and in. Pulling the rectal muscle up and in. Stay right up there and then let go. I'm going to start with a 5-second squeeze. Sometimes that's too long, but see what you can do. Relax in between. Ready, and squeeze up and in. Hold it there, hold it, keep holding, and then relax. Try to keep all of your trunk relaxed as well. No other muscles should be squeezing. Ready, and squeeze and hold. Hold it in, hold it, hold, and then relax. Nice job. We're going to do 2 more in this set. Ready, and squeeze and hold. Hold it there, hold it. Keep going, stay right there, and then relax. Nice job. Breathe easily, relax in between. Ready, and squeeze and hold. Last one. Hold it there, hold it, keep squeezing, and then relax. Very good. The endurance of the muscle is important, and oftentimes exercises are done even up to 20 or 30 in a row. Remember to ask for help if you're not sure what you're doing. We have completed quite a lot of abdominal exercises today, and I'm so glad that you were able to join me. Please make sure that you keep in touch with your health professional about any exercise routine. These exercises are not intended for people who have existing pain syndromes. For that, you would need to work with your physician or physical therapist. Please be safe, and remember that this is not medical advice. If you need more information, please check my website, www.bethshelley.com. That's BETHSHELLY. And also keep in touch with Take Action. Have a good day.